This is a story that will warm your heart and leave you in awe. Imagine a young girl standing on the sidewalk, her tiny art stand filled with colorful paintings, each one a piece of her soul, created with love and hope. She isn't just selling art for fun. She's fighting for her life. Every dollar she makes is going towards something far more important than just supplies or hobbies. She's raising money for her chemotherapy. People pass by, some stopping to admire her work, others offering small donations, but she knows it's not enough. The hospital bills are piling up, and time isn't on her side. Still, she keeps smiling, determined not to let her illness steal her spirit. Her paintings, full of life and color, stand in contrast to the battle she fights every single day. Then, out of nowhere, something incredible happens. A man walks by, tall, with a weathered face, dressed in a leather jacket. He seems familiar, but she doesn't realize who he is at first. He stops, tilts his head, and studies her paintings. There's something about them that catches his eye. He doesn't just glance and move on like most people. No, he stands there, really looking. The girl watches him, unsure what to say. Other people start noticing him too. A murmur spreads through the small crowd gathered around. Whispers fill the air. Asterisk, wait, is that? Asterisk, it takes a moment, but suddenly it clicks. It's Clint Eastwood, the Hollywood legend. The man whose presence alone demands attention. Her heart races. What is he doing here? Of all the places, of all the people, why did he stop at her stand? He finally looks up, meets her eyes, and says something that makes everyone around stop in their tracks. The girl can hardly believe what she's hearing. In that moment, everything changes. What started as a quiet day of selling paintings on the street turns into something extraordinary, something no one could have predicted. What did Clint Eastwood say? What happened next? Stay tuned, because this is a story you won't want to miss. The girl's breath catches in her throat as Clint Eastwood studies her paintings. His eyes, sharp and thoughtful, linger on a particular piece. A simple but powerful image of a sunrise breaking through dark storm clouds. His fingers gently trace the edges of the canvas, as if he's feeling something deeper than just the paint on its surface. She shifts on her feet, unsure of what to say. Should she thank him? Ask if he wants to buy it? Before she can speak, he finally breaks the silence. "These are incredible," he says, his voice steady, but filled with something she can't quite place. Admiration, maybe, or understanding. "You're really talented." The small crowd around them grows, everyone whispering and stealing glances at the unexpected scene. Some pull out their phones, capturing the moment. But the girl isn't thinking about any of that. Her mind is still spinning, trying to process the fact that a Hollywood legend is standing in front of her, talking about her asterisk art. She offers a small smile. "Thank you," she says, her voice soft but steady. I paint to raise money for my chemo treatments." For a moment, Clint says nothing. His expression shifts, just slightly, but she catches it. A flicker of something deep in his eyes. It's the look of someone who understands struggle, who has seen life in all its raw, unfiltered reality. He exhales, nodding slowly. "That's a tough fight," he says. "But you're tougher." His words hit her harder than she expected. People will always say things like asterisk, stay strong asterisk, or asterisk, keep fighting asterisk. But there's something different about the way he says it. It's not just encouragement, it's belief. The crowd inches closer, sensing something big is about to happen. A woman whispers, "Is he going to buy something?" Someone else mutters, "Maybe he'll donate." The air is thick with anticipation. Clint reaches into his pocket, pulling out his wallet. The girl's heart pounds. Is he about to buy one of her paintings? Will he give her enough to cover another round of treatment? But then, just as she thinks she knows what's happening, he does something completely unexpected. And in that instant, the entire street falls silent. The girl watches as Clint Eastwood pulls out a crisp bill from his wallet. But before she can even react, he does something completely unexpected. Instead of handing her money, he gently places it down on the table and picks up the painting, the one with the sunrise breaking through the storm. He holds it up, tilting it in the light, as if seeing something beyond the canvas. "I want this one," he says simply. His tone isn't casual. It's certain, like he's made up his mind about something far bigger than just buying a piece of art. The girl blinks, almost unable to process what's happening. Of all the paintings on the stand, he chose that one. The one she painted on a particularly rough night, when the pain felt unbearable and the future seemed uncertain. It wasn't just a sunrise. It was asterisk hope asterisk. A reminder to herself that after every storm, light would always return. "Are you sure?" she asks, her voice barely above a whisper. Clint meets her eyes, and there's no hesitation in his answer. "Absolutely." Before she can say anything else, another voice breaks through the hushed crowd. "Wait, are you really selling that one?" The girl turns to see a man in a suit stepping forward. He's holding his phone, clearly recording the entire scene, and there's an eager look on his face. "I'll pay double for it." The girl stiffens, glancing at Clint, then back at the man. She never expected this. People rarely even stopped to look at her work, let alone bid for it. Another voice chimes in, this time from a woman in a sun hat. "I'll pay even more." A ripple moves through the crowd. Suddenly, this isn't just about a painting. It's about something bigger, something everyone wants to be a part of. A silent auction of sorts is forming before her eyes, and she's caught in the middle of it. Clint stays quiet, his expression unreadable. He doesn't argue or try to outbid anyone. He just stands there watching her. It's as if he's waiting to see what she will do. Her heart pounds. The money being offered could help cover more treatments, maybe even give her a fighting chance. But then she looks back at Clint, at the way he gazes at the painting, not as something to own, but as something that truly asterisk means asterisk something. The decision is hers. And in that moment, she realizes whatever choice she makes will change everything. The girl's hands tighten around the edges of her stand. The air around her feels heavier, thick with expectation. More people have gathered now, drawn in by the unusual scene. Clint Eastwood standing silently, a group of strangers bidding for a painting, and a young artist caught in the middle of it all. The buzz of whispers grows, a mixture of excitement and curiosity. The man in the suit steps closer, his phone still recording. 5,000, he says confidently, like it's just another business deal. The woman in the sun hat doesn't back down. 6. Another voice jumps in. 7. The girl's head spins. This isn't real. It can't be. Just minutes ago, she was struggling to sell even one painting. Now people are throwing out numbers that seem unreal. Money she desperately needs. Money that could buy her more time. She looks at Clint. He hasn't said a word since the bidding began. He still holds the painting, fingers lightly brushing against the edges, as if protecting it. His gaze hasn't left her, and in that silent exchange, she feels something unspoken. He's not here for a spectacle. He's here for something deeper. The bidding keeps climbing. 10,000. 15. 20. People are gasping now, the crowd shifting as more voices add to the frenzy. The girl's breathing quickens. She should feel happy. This is life-changing money. But something inside her feels off. The man in the suit grins. 25,000, he announces, as if daring anyone to go higher. The woman in the sun hat hesitates, then sighs. "I'm out. A murmur ripples through the crowd. The girl swallows hard. This is it, $25,000. Enough for multiple treatments, medicine, doctor visits. Enough to give her a real shot. But then she looks back at Clint. His expression hasn't changed, but there's something in his eyes, a quiet patience, as if he's letting her make this choice for herself. No pressure, no expectations, just trust. Her fingers tremble as she glances at the painting in his hands. The storm, the sunrise, the hope she painted into it on a night when she felt she had none. Her heart pounds as she takes a deep breath, knowing that whatever decision she makes next will change everything. And then, just as she's about to speak, someone in the crowd gasps. A new voice cuts through the noise, and everything stops. The gasp ripples through the crowd like a wave, silencing the murmurs and freezing the moment. The girl's breath catches in her throat as she turns toward the source of the voice. A man, slightly out of breath, pushes his way forward. His clothes are simple, his face lined with worry, but his eyes are locked onto the painting in Clint's hands. "I know that painting," he says, his voice rough with emotion. The crowd shifts, confused. Clint remains still, his grip firm on the artwork. The girl stares at the man, trying to place him, but he's a stranger to her. The man exhales sharply, shaking his head as if he can't believe what he's seeing. This isn't just any painting. He turns to the girl, his expression unreadable. "Where did you learn to paint like that?" The question throws her off. It's not about the bidding war, not about the money. There's something deeper in his words. She hesitates before answering. I just paint what I feel," she says softly. "I've been doing it since I was little." The man looks away for a moment, almost as if collecting himself. Then he turns back to her. "I had a daughter," he says, his voice tight. "She painted just like this. Same strokes, same style. Even the way you blend your colors, it's asterisk her asterisk." His eyes glisten. She passed away 2 years ago. The girl's chest tightens. The energy in the crowd shifts, the weight of his words settling over everyone. The man takes a shaky breath and points at the painting. This looks exactly like the last piece she was working on. She never got to finish it. A hush falls over the street. The girl's mind spins. She doesn't know this man. She's never met his daughter. And yet, the way he's looking at her, it's as if she's holding a missing piece of something he lost. Clint watches the exchange carefully, saying nothing. The bidding war is forgotten. The numbers, the offers, all meaningless now. Something else is happening here. Something no one can explain. The man steps closer, his voice barely above a whisper. "Tell me, how did you come up with this painting?" The girl's pulse pounds in her ears. She opens her mouth to answer, when suddenly Clint speaks for the first time since the chaos began. And what he says next changes, asterisk everything asterisk Clint takes a slow breath, his voice calm but firm. "Some things in life aren't coincidences," he says. The crowd leans in, hanging on to every word. His gaze shifts from the man to the girl. "Tell him," he urges. "Tell him why you painted this." The girl hesitates. Her fingers clutch the edge of the stand as memories rush back. That night, the storm outside, the overwhelming feeling of loss she couldn't explain. She thought she was just painting her emotions, pouring her fears and hopes onto the canvas. But now, looking into the man's tear-filled eyes, she isn't so sure. "I don't know," she admits, her voice trembling. "I just, asterisk felt asterisk it." She glances at the painting, her own emotions stirring. "I painted it on a night when I felt completely alone, like I was missing something, or someone." Her voice catches. "I didn't know why." The man wipes his eyes, taking another step closer. "My daughter used to say the same thing," he whispers. She believed art was more than just paint. She said it was a way for people to find each other. He shakes his head. And now, here you are, finishing what she started. The weight of his words settles over her. A shiver runs through her spine. She looks at the painting again, really looks at it. Had she somehow connected with something bigger than herself? Clint breaks the silence. I don't think you two met by accident. His tone is steady, certain. Maybe this painting was always meant to bring you together. The girl's throat tightens. The man nods slowly, as if understanding something unspoken. Then, before she can react, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a check. Whatever the highest bid was, he says, voice thick with emotion, I'll match it. But not for the painting. He glances at Clint, then back at her. For you asterisk. For your treatments, that's what she would have wanted. Gasps ripple through the crowd. The girl's hands fly to her mouth. $25,000 for her asterisk. Her knees go weak. This isn't just a sale. This is a miracle. And just when she thinks the moment can't get any more overwhelming, Clint Eastwood smiles, tucks the painting under his arm, and says, and I'll take this. I think I found the perfect place for it. The girl can't hold back the tears. The crowd erupts in cheers. A painting she once made in loneliness had brought her everything she never knew she needed. Hope, healing, and the belief that maybe, just maybe, some connections are meant to find their way, no matter what. The girl stands frozen, her heart pounding as the reality of what just happened sinks in. The check in her hands feels impossibly light for something that carries so much weight. She glances at the man, who wipes his eyes and gives her a reassuring nod. There's no doubt this isn't just generosity. It's something deeper, something meant to be. Clint holds the painting carefully, as if it's more than just art now. The group can't help but wonder where he'll put it, what it will mean to him. But then she realizes, it doesn't matter. The painting has already served its purpose. It brought people together. It changed everything. The crowd slowly begins to disperse, murmuring about what they just witnessed. Some people pat the girl on the back, others simply smile, as if silently wishing her strength. She feels lighter, as if a burden she didn't even realize she was carrying has been lifted. The man stays a moment longer. I don't know how to explain this, he admits. But I think my daughter would have wanted me to find you. His voice softens. Maybe a part of her still exists in your art. The words settle in her chest, warm and steady. She doesn't know what to say, so she does the only thing that feels right. She reaches out and hugs him. He holds on tightly, as if grateful for the connection. When they pull apart, he smiles. Use that money to get better. And when you do, keep painting. She nods, swallowing back tears. I will. Clint gives her one last nod before turning to leave, the painting still tucked under his arm. She watches him walk away, realizing she just lived a moment she'll never forget. As the street empties, she looks down at her remaining paintings. Suddenly, they don't feel like just artwork anymore. They feel like something bigger, like proof that she isn't alone. That somehow, even in the darkest moments, the right people will find their way to you. With a deep breath, she picks up a brush. There's a new painting waiting to be made. A new story to tell. And for the first time in a long time, she isn't afraid of what comes next.